How Action is beating discount stores Lidl and Aldi at their own game. Think Aldi nailed it? Think again, guys. Discount retailers have transformed the way people shop, making affordability their main selling point. Aldi and Lidl are associated with no-frills stores and ultra-low prices. But while they dominated the food market, other categories like furniture, tools, and home decor remain largely untouched by this consumer revolution. Even brands like IKEA, which market themselves as affordable, are nowhere near as cheap as what Aldi and Lidl did for groceries. That's where Action comes in. It took the discount model and applied it to an entirely different market: non-perishable, semi-essential goods. Think hygiene products, small furniture, work tools, and much, much more. And the results? Cheap products, fast growth, massive profits, economies of scale at its best, beating Aldi and Lidl in their own game. Alright. Let's stop for a second. Let me show you about the team who started Action. Dutch dudes who were in the antique business. So they opened Action in their hometown of Enkhuizen and started putting everything they laid hands on for sale. The townsmen were delighted and curious about this new store where every week new items would pop up. You never knew what you'll find in an Action, but whatever it is, it's going to be cheap. The Dutch loved it. A word about the internet, right? Less than 30 years ago in 1993, the internet was nothing like today. Action had no website, and it moved mouth to mouth. The two then continued opening new stores in nearby villages, where similar success followed with more people popping by, driven by FOMO, basically the fear of missing out on great products that will never be available again. Today, in 2025, Action is mostly held by British venture capitalist 3i. After the partners sold much of their holdings for a fortune in 2011, this has since been flagged as one of the best private equity deals in Europe ever. Alright. We want to talk business, right? Enough with history. Let's see how modern Action attracts more than 15 million of visitors every week. What do they sell? Unlike Aldi and Lidl, Action doesn't sell fresh food. Instead, it focuses on products that never expire, literally. Home decor, cleaning supplies, and personal care items, all at seemingly ridiculous prices. Take this for example. A pack of toilet paper at Action goes for €3. But it goes for 7 at Lidl just across the street. Similar light bulbs that go for €1 in Action go for 8 on Amazon. That's why people point with their feet. Action is so cheap. So how does Action sell the same household items so much cheaper while still making more profit? Let's strip down their business model and figure this out once and for all. How does a store that sells product for €1 to €2, with most products under €2, make so much money? Well, they don't really play by the same rules that everyone else do. Let's figure this out. Key difference number 1. They hunt for bargains and sell smart, with efficient supply chain. Action doesn't sell food. No milk, no bread, no cookies, nothing that can go bad. I mean, that's true apart from some really long shelf life products like candies and Coke. Instead, they focus on products that last forever, allowing them to play a completely different game. Because nothing in their inventory is perishable, Action jumps on clearance stock, liquidation sales, and overproduction deals without a pressure to sell quickly. What does it mean? Essentially, Action's team constantly hunts for bargains in immense scales. Nothing like temporary stuff like getting a desk for free from your neighbors that moves out tomorrow. It buys cleaning supply, home decor, toys, kitchen gadgets, and whatnot in massive quantities, stockpiling them and selling them when the timing's just right. If a major brand like Nivea, for example, overproduces body creams or needs to clean out, some old packaging, Action is there ready to buy the entire batch for pennies on the euro. The amazing fact of this model is that it allows Action to take higher profit margins while staying much cheaper than the grocery store, IKEA, or any other competitor. That's how they always have the lowest prices on the market. Now let's figure out how Action turns discounts into massive profits. This is where Action's real advantage kicks in. They scale entirely on rock bottom prices. Traditional grocery chains lose money on discounts, using them as bait to get people in the store and charge more than anything else. But Action's entire store is a discount magnet. You understand? No premium pricing attached. They profit on the very products that other stores would consider loss leaders, rewriting the discount playbook and turning big discounts into sustainable profits. Imagine you find an amazing deal on chicken at your local butcher. Normally, if you like chicken like me, you'd stock up and freeze for later. But if your freezer is full, you can't take full advantage of the deal. That's the dilemma grocery stores face all the time. Great discounts meet limited shelf life and limited storage. Action doesn't have this problem at all because it can buy in bulk, store as needed, and sell when the time is right, ensuring maximum savings and zero waste. Let's talk about their supply chain. With 15 distribution centers across Europe, trucks visit each store several times a week. This keeps storage costs low by avoiding prime location storage while using insanely efficient Volvo double-decker electric trucks that carry up to 60% more than other semi-trailers. This efficient supply chain is essential to Action's ability to offer consistently low prices and increase their profit margins. Alright, let's talk a bit about their growth, because they're growing insanely. Action isn't just growing, it's growing fast. In 2023 alone, search rose by 17%. And in 2024, Action opened 352 new stores around Europe. They pop up like mushrooms after the first rain. Every week, 15 million shoppers visit an Action store, and they don't leave empty-handed. I naturally ask myself, if Action is growing so fast, how do they not eat on their profitability? It doesn't seem to make a lot of sense. Let's figure out how they do it. Action's growth has not hurt profitability at all. In fact, it seems that it helps them increase their profits. In 2024, the operating profit rose by 34%, while Aldi and Lidl run on super thin 2 or 3% margins. Action enjoys double digits, an operating profit margin of over 14% in 2023, an almost unheard of stats in the world of retail. But a second major key difference from Aldi and Lidl that Action does is the following: in the treasure hunt feel that works in your psychology. You enter a grocery store with a list, make your purchases, and then leave. This is how grocery stores operate normally. Maybe you get a random item in their surprise aisle, but nothing more. Meanwhile, Action is designed for discovery. You walk in for one thing and leave with 5, and you never regret it because it's so cheap. And it always feels like a bargain. At Action, practically every trip is a treasure hunt. You don't know it, but it is. Their model builds on customers' expectation to find new exciting products every visit. Might enter for detergent, but by the time you leave, you've added a candle, some fairy lights, and the toilet seat warmer, or God knows what. Since everything in Action is temporary, people buy stuff they don't need, because this limited time perception fuels impulse buying. When a store sells you a €1 gadget that cost them 25 cents, that's a 75% gross margin, but it still feels like a steal. That's why customers leave Action happy. They feel like they won the shopping game. So what's the big takeaway for you? So you can understand how Action became so successful and probably implement it in your own life further. Action isn't just another discount store. It's a masterclass in retail efficiency. It focuses on non-perishable, high-margin items, scale and buys clearance stock and drop bottom prices. They don't compete on basket pricing at all like Lidl, Aldi, and other retailers do. Instead, they create an impulse-driven shopping experience where customers feel like they're getting a huge deal, a steal on every single purchase. That's why Action is beating Lidl and Aldi in their own game, by playing an entirely different one. What do you think? Can you think of a business that could be as disruptive as Action? Could you start it in your own town? Would you go on a different model? Let us know in the comments below. See you in the next one.